I talk a lot on here about how you can scale your rate as a freelance on Upwork, and now I'm going to take you all the way back to my first ever job on Upwork, when I set up my profile, how I got my first job, how much I was paid for my first job, and how quickly I scaled my rates. I set my first ever proposal on the 29th of February, and I set my second proposal on March the 4th, and that's the job that I got. So I got my second proposal, which is actually pretty cool. I didn't realise that. So this is my history going back from the very beginning of when I started. This is my first job. You can see I got it March 9th, and it was just for $15 per hour. So just about minimum wage in the UK. So bearing in mind, I was charging $15 per hour for copywriting, and I was published at the time. I'd been published in The Guardian twice, published on GiftGaff's website, and published in a cycling blog. I was willing to humble myself and earn $15 per hour. I then got this job here. So this high quality job in April was about cycling, and at the time I was cycling around the world, so that really was an ideal job because it was such a good niche that I knew a lot about, which is why I was able to secure it at a good budget. Moving on, I went back to 30 and I started writing blogs and little Instagram posts for a client. I actually worked with them quite a lot in the end. They were really great, and they started to give me this retained work, which I really appreciated. After that, things started to get really cool. So as you can see, I got another cycling blog. This is why I talk about niching down. Like two people even were hiring a person to write about cycling. Like, that's kind of crazy to me. So definitely be able to find something in your niche. I'm starting to pick up my rates now, so I'm going to $80, and then I got this job. Now I remember my first hourly contract was $15 per hour, and that was back in March. In May I'm on $40 an hour, so I've more than doubled my rate in a matter of months. You could do the same. I'll say actually this client really changed everything for me. This is how I went full-time freelance. I still work with them now. We've been together for 2 years, and I just love them. I'm so happy to have met them on Upwork. The client actually is so cool as well that when COVID was starting to bed down, they actually tried to fly me out to New York, but unfortunately we couldn't make it happen. This client gave me my first ever bad review. Horrible guy, wish I never worked with him, but I got over it. And actually ever since then I've had pretty thick skin for bad reviews. It actually shows publicly as 5, but trust me, he gave me a 1 star. Freelance life is sweet here. We're only in July 2020. I'm full time. I'm earning $40 an hour through nearly all of my clients. I'm one happy girl, and I can't believe at this point what I've done. And then it just gets better. I start throwing out projects at $1,000, $1,600. I'm just doing really well, and I actually take a break from Upwork, which I wish I'd never done. I actually had clients come from elsewhere, and I kind of left the platform a little bit. I learned that you can get big clients on Upwork, so I came back with a vengeance and started billing what I feel is real money for my hours. That's project-based pricing.